Hello everyone, I hope you all must have seen my couple of videos where I've spoken on Ashoka Buildcon, Shobha Limited, Bajaj Finance, and all these stocks did manage to rally on the budget day and stayed in green until the last hour of the trading session, whereas the entire broader indices started sulking right after the announcement of the budget. Now, if we dissect the Union Budget 2019, there are various positives, especially for the infrastructure sector, for the affordable housing sector, and as a result, it will induce sector rotation in the system. So if we see in the infrastructure sector, government has done massive allocation of 100 lakh crores to be infused in the sector over a period of 5 years, and as a result augurs very well for all the infrastructure companies across segments like railway infrastructure, roads, highways, and also waterways. And as a result, companies like RVNL from the railway infrastructure space, Ashoka Buildcon from the road, and shipping companies augurs very good from the infrastructure perspective. Now, second push that the government has given is to the housing sector, especially on the affordable housing side, whereas interest exemption of additional 1.5 lakh has been announced on the budget day, summing up to exemption benefit of 3.5 lakh on the interest of housing loan as against 2 lakh exemption which currently we are enjoying. So if we see housing finance companies like HDFC Limited, Canfin Home augurs very good buy in the post-budget rally. Now, also government has announced that under the rural PMAY scheme, 1.5 crore houses were built and additional 1.9 crore houses are going to be reconstructed or built over a period of 5 years, and this augurs very good for the housing sector, for the realty sector, and also leads to sector rotation, which will be beneficial for industries like paint industry, sanitary wares, building product, and cement sector. So if we see Ultratech, which I had also recommended in my previous couple of videos, augurs very good even in the post-budget rally, because Ultratech in particular had reported very good set of earnings in the Q4, and all the acquisitions done by Ultratech is leading to healthy volume growth. So Ultratech would tend to benefit out of this housing push that the government is giving in this union budget. Now, third, we talk on the recapitalization. Government has announced 70,000 crore of recapitalization to the PSU banks as against expectation of 50,000 crore. Now, this is a right move because we have seen in the past that recapitalization has worked very well for the PSU banks. Most of the PSU banks have cleaned up its balance sheet, and now when the situation is quite healthy for the PSU banks, this additional recapitalization will infuse liquidity in the system, and as a result augurs good for the automobile companies, especially the two-wheeler segment. The government also realizes the need to improvise the NBFC situation, and that is why government for the first time has allowed PSU banks one-time credit for 6 months to buy pool of assets of the sound NBFC companies, and this would augur very good for the loss-making NBFC companies like Pyramid, Edelweiss. So this is something a very good move on the NBFC space. Now, if we see, government has also announced this investment target of 1.5 lakh crore as against 90,000 crore announced in the interim budget. This would also augur good liquidity infusion into the system. Now, if we see the most talked about on the buybacks, the tax being levied on the buyback, whereas I feel it's a good move, particularly because though buybacks are EPS accretive, but they do not have synergies, and which leads to artificial inflation of the stock price. So the sound companies, which are cash rich companies, I think the only way left for them is to do the acquisitions, and thereby make it EPS accretive, which would also lead to synergies. And that is why I personally feel that levying of taxes on the buyback is a very good move. The budget also talks on the public listed companies, where the promoter holding should come down from 75% to 65%, but the fine print says that the decision has to be made by the SEBI, and no such law has been passed. So I feel that we should not talk on the public listed companies free float right now. So overall, if we see, these are the sectorial impact, and government has made a correct blend of giving a sectorial benefit as well as maintaining the fiscal maths. Now the fiscal deficit has been retained at 3.3%, which is very aggressive, very ambitious, as against 3.4%, which was spoken about during the interim budget times. So we feel that, of course, we believe that government has said that there are no free lunches, and that is why, in order to enjoy the fiscal prudence, government has levied various taxes directly as well as indirectly. Government has laid direct taxes, additional taxes on the HNIs and the ultra HNIs. Government has also levied indirect taxes by way of infra cess, custom duties on various products, excise duty on petrol and diesel, in order to enjoy the fiscal maths. And that is why we feel that it is a bit negative, but there are a lot of positives in the union budget, and that is why I think these negatives could be spared. So overall, I think the budget is a growth-led budget, because if all these steps have been implemented, then of course the economy will reach $3 trillion in FY20, and eventually lead to $5 trillion economy, and which in turn would have lot of sector rotation, FII inflows despite LTCG, and also would lead to consumption revival eventually. So I feel the budget has a lot of positive, even for the capital market. Government has said that STT would now be levied on the spread between the strike price and the market price, and this is also immensely positive, which will lead to more market participation. So overall, I feel it's a healthy growth-led budget, and now from next week we will see that again stocks like Shobha Limited, Ashoka Buildcon, Bajaj Finance, which have good macros as well as micros, will continue to surge. We are going to see the bellwether company TCS going to report its Q1 earnings from the next week, and that is why if in case there are correction, which I believe would not last for long, so we should utilize this correction to buy good quality stocks, because we have seen earnings improvement in quite a lot of sector and in stocks specifically. So sectors and stocks which have been reporting good set of earnings right from Q3 and Q4 should be bought in this correction, and should be capitalized on this correction. So that's it from my side on the dissecting the Union Budget 2019. If you have liked my video, do subscribe to my channel and do follow me on Twitter, where I keep sharing my views on the market outlook and on the stock specific movement regularly. So keep watching this space, and thank you.